Everyone at the training center said the same thing about Ghost. He was the most talented canine they'd ever seen, and the most broken. He refused commands, growled at every handler, and snapped at anyone who came close. No one could figure out why, until the day a shy, blind boy walked in, whispered a single word, and the impossible happened. What Ghost did next shocked every trainer in the room and changed both of their lives forever. Ghost wasn't supposed to be like this. He was a legend before he even finished his training. Fast, precise, fearless. He was the kind of canine that officers dreamed of working with. But everything changed on the night of the warehouse fire. No one talked about it openly, but the rumors spread through the handlers like smoke. Ghost had lost someone in that fire. Someone he trusted, and from that night on, he trusted no one again. He refused to listen to commands, refused to work. He wouldn't even look at a handler without his eyes turning cold and distant. They tried everything new, trainers, gentle voices, even the treats he used to love. Nothing worked. Ghost was like a soldier with a shattered heart. While most dogs wag their tails, when someone walks into a room, Ghost would just lift his head, his eyes a clear warning. Stay away. Slowly, the truth settled over the training center like a heavy fog. If Ghost didn't heal, he would never serve again. Every morning, Officer Daniels tried one last time. He had been Ghost's handler since day one, and watching the once brilliant dog silently fade felt like losing a partner all over again. "Come on, buddy," Daniels would whisper, crouching down just outside the kennel. "Just a little trust, one step." But Ghost wouldn't move. He wouldn't blink. He didn't seem to care. The other trainers would shake their heads. Some walked away, muttering that it was a lost cause. Others whispered that maybe Ghost just wasn't meant for service anymore. But Daniels refused to believe that. He knew Ghost wasn't dangerous. He was grieving. But that didn't change the facts. A canine who wouldn't obey was a canine who couldn't serve. The board had already scheduled a final evaluation. One more failed test, and Ghost would be permanently removed from duty. Daniels tried to hide the notice they sent, but Ghost sensed it. Dogs always know when something is wrong. His breathing changed. His ears flattened. He started pacing in his kennel every night, restless, nervous, and utterly confused. It wasn't that Ghost was fighting the trainers. He was fighting a world he no longer understood. On the morning of the evaluation, the air in the center was thick with tension. Handlers moved quickly. Papers shuffled. Doors slammed shut. Everyone seemed to avoid looking at the white canine with the piercing blue eyes who walked beside Daniels. Ghost walked calmly, but you could tell that inside he was a storm of fear, anger, and memories, all tangled into something that made him shut down completely. The evaluators stood outside the training room with their clipboards ready. None of them had much hope left. "Last chance, Daniels," one of them said, his voice cold and final. Daniels just nodded, his own heart sinking. Ghost stared straight ahead, his body stiff and silent, and that's when it happened. The door behind them creaked open. There were footsteps light, hesitant entering the hallway. A young boy, maybe 12 years old, holding a white cane, slowly tapped his way toward them. His mother followed close behind, guiding him gently with a hand on his shoulder. They were early for their tours of the center. Everyone froze, unsure of what to do. But Ghost turned. For the first time in months, his ears perked up. His tail gave a single, tentative twitch. His nose lifted into the air, as if he sensed something familiar, something he hadn't felt since the night of the fire. The boy tilted his head, listening to the sounds of the room with an extraordinary awareness that only the blind possess. Then, he whispered one soft word. "Easy," and the entire room gasped. Ghost took one slow, deliberate step toward the boy. Then another. The untrainable canine, the dog who trusted no one, was suddenly calm. Grounded. He looked almost gentle. The evaluators stared, their clipboards forgotten in their hands, their mouths hanging open. Officer Daniels felt his throat tighten. Something had just been unlocked inside Ghost, something no one, not even he, understood. But the boy knew. He smiled softly into the empty air and whispered, "Hi, boy. I know you're scared. I get scared too." And then Ghost lowered his head, and for the first time since the fire, he let someone touch him.